Hello everyone, welcome back to the digital platform of IBS. So today we will deal seating arrangement, that is the topic of reasoning. One of the most important topic for both for prelims and mains examination. Minimum of 5 questions you can expect from this topic. So let's start. So seating arrangement. What is the seating arrangement? Seating arrangement is nothing but some persons will be seated in some different arrangements, like it can be circular. One form of seating arrangement is you have the circular arrangement, that is the center is this thing and you have the persons, all of them are facing inward. Inward in the sense they are facing the center. So in case of center, the right side is nothing but this side, that is right is this thing and left is this thing. So right side is nothing but anti-clockwise direction and left side is nothing but the clockwise direction if all the persons are facing inside. So let's see if some persons are facing outside. If a person is facing outside, left side becomes this one and right side becomes this one because he is facing out. Out in the sense he is facing south direction. If you go with the directions, you can just say this is the north direction, this is the south and this is the west and this is the east. As we have done problems on direction in that video, you can see this is the direction. The same concept will be following here. If the person is facing inside, this is his right side, so anti-clockwise direction, and if the person is facing inward, that becomes the left and this is clockwise direction. In case of if he is facing outside, this left becomes the anti-clockwise direction and right becomes the clockwise direction. So the same this thing. So it's an anti-clockwise direction. So this thing you just have to remember, or else you can do with the pictorial representation with your hand movement. If he is facing inside, this is your right side and this will be your left side. If he is facing this side, this is your left and this is your right side. This for your understanding I have explained all this. So what are the various types of seating arrangement? You have various types of seating arrangement. The one is circular arrangement. The other one can be rectangular arrangement. The other one square or triangle, and some persons are sitting in a 2 parallel rows and 1 linear. So different pattern of seating arrangements are there. So today in this video I have brought one question, that is triangular based seating arrangement. For any seating arrangement you have to follow some tips or tricks. In this video I will explain you the most optimum method where you can use for prelims and mains, and this by using this method it will reduce your screen time. That means you need not look n number of times to screen and just note it down. Just once you write down the information, then it becomes easy for you to solve the questions. So let's see how you can solve. So first one, what I have mentioned here is some tips to solve seating arrangement, because you can expect these type of sentences in your seating arrangement. See, first one, how will I represent this statement into a coded form? Like I will represent in form of coded. So it's easy for me, so that I don't have to look into system again once more. I need not read each and every sentence 2 or 3 times. So once I read the sentence, I will represent that in a formula form in my paper. So that reduces my time, so that I can complete or I can do more number of questions with good accuracy. So let's read the first one. A sits second to the right of B. So what is the meaning? A sits second to the right of B. With respect to B, A is sitting second to the right. So with respect to B, so since all are facing inward, with respect to B, A is sitting second right, 1, 2. So this is my form of representing this data. So once this information is given in your question, you have to read that statement and represent it this manner. So next one. So since this is all are facing inward, you can just write in this form. So you have represented that thing. So now read the next one. A sits second to the left of B. So with respect to B, A sits second to the left. So what is this thing? This thing is this one and this one, this thing. I have represented. So with respect to B, A is second left, in one place you will live, the other one is left. Now A is an immediate neighbor of B. That means A and B sit together. So I will mention in this format, A and B sit together, but I will put a star mark. What is the purpose of putting this star mark? Because this implies it can be AB or BA. So my star mark meaning is it is interchangeable. That means you can shift those two positions. So this symbol represent that thing. So next one, 3 persons sit between A and B. This also same thing. 3 persons sit between A and B. I will represent. Once I get this information, once I read this information, again I will not keep on reading it. So once I get, I will try to represent it in the paper or in my book, so that I don't have to read it again and again. So that reduces my time. So this is helpful for your mains also when more possibilities are there. So next one, this is 3 persons. Why I mentioned star mark? It can be AB or BA. That's why I mentioned a star mark on top. This is my code. I am representing in this way. A sits third to the left of C. So here in this case, some are facing inside, some are facing outside. In this case, I will represent with the help of an arrow mark with respect to whom. So here A sits third to the left of C. So with respect to C, I have to say A is third left. So C is here third left in the sense 1, 2, 3. So why I have mentioned an arrow? Because in case of inward and outward, we don't know who is facing inward, who is facing outward. So I will apply the concept of arrow. So that again, when I go through this statement, I can say with respect to C, A is third left. I need not read the question again. C, who, I have got a pronoun, so that is going to represent C. C, who sits second to the right of B. So same statement I am representing. C, who sits second to the right of B. So with respect to B, C, who sits second to the right of B. So I have represented in this way. Why I have mentioned an arrow with respect to? Because some are facing inward, some are facing outside. So using this formula only, I will do that. I will do the triangular type of puzzle. So next one, A sits second to the left of B. But here all are facing inside. I didn't mention anything. A sits second to the left of B. That means A sits second to the left of B. So A sits second. B is here left in the sense this side, as I mentioned in the starting slide. So A sits second to the left, and he is an immediate neighbor of C. Who is an immediate neighbor? B or A? And means you have to see A. If who comes, that is the immediate, which one letter is immediate to, you have to see. If A and is there, that will refer to the first person. So and he is an immediate neighbor of C means the other one is AC. So I am putting star mark. It can be AC or CA. That represents the star mark. So A is negative information. Next one. A is not an immediate neighbor of B. How will I represent that? A is not an immediate neighbor of B. That means that is a negative information. I will represent A, not a neighbor of B. So why I have mentioned all these statements is all these type of statements you will be getting in your question. In that time, once you read that statement, try to represent it in this formula this formula code, this type of code, so that you need not look into the system again and again. So some type of mains questions you will have many iteration where this type of solving will be easy for you. So let's discuss this logic with an example. So let's read the direction. There are 6 people, P, Q, R, S, T and U are sitting in a triangular shaped seating arrangement. See, when you solve puzzles, you don't try to understand, don't try to understand in the sense, you have to go a little bit fast. Once you see that it's a triangular puzzle, try to draw a triangle, because you should not consume more time for these things. So 3 persons are sitting at the corner of the triangle and facing outside. Those who are sitting at the corner, they are facing outside, and those 3 people who are sitting at the sides, they are facing inside. So it's an inward outward puzzle. You have got an idea. Once you read the question itself, you have to draw the triangle. Since I am explaining you, it's taking time for me, or else it's easy. Once I read, just seeing itself, I will draw a triangle. The persons are having different professions. They are lawyer, politician, scientist, astrologer. So what I have understood, 6 persons are there. It's a triangular arrangement. Those who are sitting at the corners, they are facing outward, and those who are sitting at the sides, they are facing inward, and they are having different professions. So inward, outward combined with one parameter type of puzzle. So now this statement. Now I will not read this thing and then I will try to attempt. Now once I read, I will try to represent in that formula method as what I have showed you before. So what is there? Now I am not going to draw the triangle. First let me do this matter. Let me represent in code. After that I will draw the figure. 2 persons sit between scientist and politician. So what I will represent in this way. 2 persons, this is the scientist, and 2 persons sit between scientist and politician. So I will not represent politician, just I need to understand. Why I have kept a star mark? Because it is interchangeable. Politician can come this side or scientist can come. So this is my code. So that using this code I can say that it is interchangeable. So let me erase it, let me write it neatly. So two persons sit between scientist and politician. So next one person sit between teacher and lawyer. So one person sits between teacher and lawyer, and this is not a definite information. I can draw, but this is not a definite information. Just I have got a indefinite information, so I am represented. Next one, astrologer sits second to the right of the politician. So with respect to politician, astrologer sits second to the right of politician. So with respect to politician, who is sitting? Astrologer is sitting second to the right. So this is the astrologer. So this is a finite information. So I will not represent star mark. Next, you sit second to the right of the astrologer. So you sit second to the right of astrologer with respect to astrologer. So I have mentioned this thing. You sit second to the right of astrologer with respect to astrologer. Since it's an inward outward, with respect to I have mentioned with the help of that arrow mark. You sit second to the right of astrologer. U and T are adjacent to each other. U and T are neighbors, they are saying, but I don't know U or T, UT or TU. So I have mentioned a star mark. S sits second to the left of T. So S sits second to the left of T with respect to T. Q sits second to the right of politician. Q sits second to the right of politician. So with respect to politician, who is sitting second right? Q, they have mentioned. So teacher sits immediate left of politician. So teacher is sitting immediate left of politician. So with respect to politician, immediate left is teacher. That's why I am putting this arrow mark, so that I can say with respect to whom I should take left or right. In case of all are facing inward, you need not put these arrow marks. So in case of inward outward person, with respect to whom you should take, that's why I am mentioned, so that I need not read again this question. So lawyer sits at one of the corner of the triangle. This is a finite information, but I am mentioning it here. Lawyer sits at corner. So this one I have kept tick because lawyer sits at corner, they are saying. So next one, corner. P sits to the immediate left of T. So P sits to the immediate left of T. Next, S is not a doctor. That is a negative information. I will mention it down because there is no space. I have to draw that S is not a doctor. So now I need not read this part. Once you have written all your statements in paper, you need not look into the system. Now you can just, don't waste your time, just draw two triangles. One, in case of side corners, all are facing outside, and in case of sides, all are facing inside. See, first statement. Now you have to analyze. According to whom the more information is given, you can see politician, politician. So regarding politician, you have got the more information. So I will start with politician. Once you have completed that thing, you have to cross it that thing. So politician. Two persons sit between scientist and politician. Let me assume that scientist is facing inward. If scientist is facing inward, after two places, who will come? Politician. So this is the politician. If scientist is facing outward, one more possibility I am drawing. If scientist is facing outward, then what will come? Let me draw. So this will not take time. Since I am explaining you, it's taking time. Here it's inward. So here I will place scientist outward. If scientist is placing outward, then this is the case. I have got politician. Now I will cross this statement since I have represented that in figure. Next, this is a finite information. With respect to politician, second right is who? Astrologer. So with respect to politician, since he is facing outside, right side is this thing. So second right is astrologer. So this is going to be my astrologer. With respect to this, this is going to be my astrologer. Since he is facing inside, this will become my right side. So that statement is over. Next one. With respect to politician, after one, second right is Q. So with respect to politician, second right is Q, astrologer is Q. With respect to a politician, astrologer is Q. Even that thing is over. Next, immediate left of politician is teacher. So, immediate left in the sense he is facing outside. So, this will become the immediate left. So, immediate left of this thing is teacher in the sense this is going to be the teacher. So, that is also over. Once it's over. Now, lawyer and teacher, there is one person sitting. It can be interchangeable. So, one place should be between lawyer, but they have mentioned lawyer sits at corner. So, if you take in this case, lawyer can come here. Lawyer. This is the lawyer. But in this case, one person sits between lawyer and teacher. If you take this case, lawyer will come in the middle. In this also, lawyer cannot be. So, this case is wrong. So, in this way you have eliminated. Now, you are only left with one. So, this one. Now, see, astrologer, one place you. After astrologer, right is you. So, this is your astrologer. I have mentioned astrologer. This is astrologer. So, astrologer, after astrologer, second right is you. So, with respect to astrologer, right side is this thing. So, this is going to be you. U and T are immediate neighbors with, if you connect these two statements, U and T are immediate neighbor, P and T, T's left is P. So, with this one thing you can make common that T comes between U and P. So, UTP or PTU it can be, but let it be, T should be between P and U. So, T cannot come here since Q is present here. So, T is here. You can make sure T is here and P is in this way. Now, you see T left is Q. So, this statement also is finished. This statement also is finished. Now, T left, second left is who? Yes. With respect to T, T is facing outside. So, left is nothing but the anti-clockwise direction. So, here this is yes. So, this statement is also finished and S is lawyer. So, only one thing is left, PQ. What is there? PQR. So, R is missing here and U, they said it's S is not a doctor. So, U is nothing but it's a doctor. So, this is the optimal method of doing. If at all you are doing without writing down all these in sentences, it becomes clumsy because first statement you can get it, but the next one is not linked to that. So, in that way you will skip that statement, again you will go with that, again it becomes clumsy. N number of times you have to look into the paper, you have to look the system. So, once you note down all the information in this code, your puzzle in case of prelims or mains, it becomes easy. In case of inward and outward, the only one thing what you have to remember is with respect to whom. A sits second to the right of B, means with respect to comes, you have to put an arrow mark so that you will get an idea that with respect to politician, Q is second right. So, once if you don't put with respect to Q, you take. In case of all are facing inward or all are facing outward, you need not go with these arrow marks. But in case of inward and outward, this is the best trick you can implement and you can do it within seconds. Since I have explained you, it has taken me such time, or else you can solve it with good accuracy and even the prelims and mains question, even though they come up with 2-3 parameters. So, this is the best way of doing. So, this is the answer. I will erase the other thing, that is with one thing I have eliminated, that this is not going to be the answer. So, you have to write down all the things, so that you need not look into the screen and waste your time. So, once you get the arrangement, then it's easy. This is your correct answer. So, once you get the arrangement, it becomes easy for you to answer all the 5 questions. Minimum of 5 questions will be asked. So, this is your arrangement, final arrangement. Let me draw it once again so that you can answer. So, with respect to this, you have to answer now all the questions. So, this is the final arrangement what you have got. Now, let me see the questions. First one, who among the following sits to the immediate right of teacher? So, this is what the arrangement was. So, those who are facing at the corners were facing outside and those who are facing the sides were facing inside. So, which of the following sits to the immediate right of teacher? So, where is teacher? Teacher is here. Teacher is facing outside. So, immediate right in case of facing outside is what? Clockwise direction. Immediate right is who? You, doctor. So, let me see. You, doctor. So, A is the third. This is teacher. They have mentioned. And this is U is doctor here. And R is scientist. So, if you want to write, you can write full form or else ST, but don't get confused with this. P is politician, they have said. P is politician. So, let me read the next one so that Who among the following sit opposite to doctor? So opposite to doctor in the sense who comes here you have to see. Just go through. S, lawyer. So here this is S and this is lawyer. So who is sitting opposite to you? Lawyer. So S. They have not mentioned the profession, they have mentioned which person they have asked. Next one. What is the occupation of R? So what is the occupation of R? R is a scientist. So R is a scientist. So C. Next one. Who among the following sit exactly between S and R? Who among the following sit exactly between S and R? S and R. S and R in the sense who was sitting? The down person Q, astrologer. This is Q. Astrologer is sitting between S and R. So Q, the astrologer, cannot be determined, not we have determined all the things. So next one. Who sits second to the left of the doctor? Who sits second to the left of the doctor? Since doctor is facing inward, this is his right and this is your right side. You have to think in this way. If he is facing inside, this is your right side. So this is your right and this is your left side. So who sits second to the right of doctor means politician. So the question is that thing or not? Let me check it out. Who sits second to the right of the doctor? That is politician. Since doctor is facing inward, second right means 1, 2 places you have to see. Since I am not using a paper, if you are drawing it on a paper, that means you will be given paper. If you mention everything in paper, it becomes easy. Once you get the diagram, it's easy to answer the 5 questions. So this is the optimal method of arranging seating arrangement. So hope you have understood the same logic you have to implement for circular arrangement where all persons are facing inward, and if at all persons are facing outside, you need not represent with arrow mark. That I have mentioned in the first slide. If some people are facing inside and some people are facing outside, you have to represent with an arrow mark. Why I am representing? So that you need not look into the system. Once you note it down with respect to whom, you have to check it out. So in case of parallel row also the same logic can be implied where 2 people are sitting facing north and south. So this is the optimal method of doing seating arrangement. Hope you have understood. For more videos related to puzzles, you can download our app. You can download our app, that is IBS Vignan, which is available in Play Store and App Store. Thank you, friends.
If you like our content, do like, share and subscribe.